Welcome to my channel. My name's Vicky. I'm going to be guiding you through a beginner's yoga class today. The aim of the class is to loosen up all the muscles and joints, to feel reconnected with the body, and to feel some stillness and clarity in the mind. The poses will be held for a little bit longer, just because I'm going to give a lot of explanation with it being a beginner's class. So all that you'll need for this class is a mat or a towel, a strap or belt, a yoga block if you've got one. If not, just a normal cushion. If you want to press pause while you get yourself set up, feel free, and I'll see you on the mat. So just find yourself a comfortable seated position, either sitting with the legs crossed, but if you feel like your knees are pointing up and your spine is curved, then you can sit with the legs out straight, or you can try propping yourselves up on a cushion or a block. The elevation of the hips will allow your spine to straighten up. So just sitting comfortably, gently close your eyes, placing the hands on the thighs, and begin to take some nice, slow, deep breaths. Breathing into the belly. Full, deep breaths. So on your next inhale, I want you to reach your arms up. On the exhale, bring them down. On the inhale, reach them up. And on the exhale, bring them down. Keeping that spine nice and straight. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring them down. And this time I want you to inhale, reaching your right arm up. Exhale, let's just lean over to the left. Placing the left hand down on the floor for support. Feeling that stretch down the right side of the body. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let's take it over to the right. So the left arm's reaching up and over, the right hand is on the mat. Feeling that lovely stretch in the side body. Keep breathing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let's take it over to the left again. Try not to lean forwards with the right arm. So you can really feel that stretch down the side body. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, taking it over to the right. So on the next inhale, I want you to reach your arms up, and then we're going to twist over to the left. Left hand goes behind, right hand comes to the leg. Keeping the spine straight. So you're pressing into that left leg, looking behind to get a deeper twist. Inhale, reach the arms up. Twist into the right, right hand goes behind, left hand comes to the right leg, trying to look behind. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. You're going to walk the hands behind. You can have your fingertips pointing out to the side, just start to lift the chest, look up. Really lifting that chest up as much as you can. So just walk the hands forwards, and we're going to make our way over onto our bum. We're going to go for a boat pose first, so just sitting, bending into the knees, and I want you to start to lean back, keeping the back nice and straight, reaching the arms forwards, so we're feeling the energy building up, the fire in the stomach. If you're finding that easy, then you can just lift the legs up. Start to make circles with your wrists. Do about 3 in one direction, 3 in the other direction. You can hold on to the legs if you need to. Stay with me, you're doing really well. Slowly we're going to take it down to the ground, inch by inch. When we get down, we're going to reach the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Point the toes and reach the arms away. Let's bring the knees onto the chest, clasp the hands over the shins, and just give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug, but keeping the back and the shoulders relaxed to the ground. You're going to keep your right leg in. You're going to send your left leg away, so send that leg down onto the floor and keep pulling right leg in towards the chest. Fingers are clasped over the shin and just start to make circles with your right ankle. Do about 3 one direction and about 3 in the opposite direction. And then just take hold of your strap. You're going to wrap it around the bottom of your foot and see if you can straighten out your leg. So it doesn't matter if your leg is close or far away. See if we can straighten it out. But if you need to, you can keep a bend in the knee. You should be feeling a nice stretch down the hamstrings. So you don't need to pull really hard on the strap. Just let gravity do most of the work here. Keeping shoulders nice and relaxed. Taking the straps, both straps, into your right hand. Going to come into a half happy baby. So you're going to pull the straps down towards your body, bending into the knee and just moving the leg out to the right a little bit. Right knee should come down towards the right armpit and the sole of the foot faces the sky. If you can at this point, grab your big toe with your first 2 fingers, then you can just take hold of your foot like this. If not, then just keep hold of the strap. Don't worry if your knee doesn't come right down. If you're new to yoga or you've got tight hips, then this is completely normal and the range of motion will increase the more you do it. Bend into your left knee. Release the strap. Place your right ankle just above the left knee and then lift the left leg off the floor. So the right arm's going to go through the middle and we're going to grab hold of that left leg. Try not to scrunch up, keep the shoulders relaxed down and again just gently pulling on that leg towards the chest. Feeling the stretch in the glutes on the right side. Relax that leg back down and then let's switch over to the other side. So the left leg bends, pulling the knee in towards the chest, clasping the hands over the shin and just start to make those circles with the left ankle. Right leg is straight and away. Taking the circles in the opposite direction. And then let's take hold of the strap, taking it around the back of the foot and extending that left leg. Don't worry if you can't straighten it completely, there's a little bend, that's fine. Gently pulling, but let gravity do most of the work. And remember to breathe. Shoulders are relaxed, head is on the floor. Taking both of the straps into the left hand, bending into the knee and then just pulling down and moving the leg slightly over to the left. Coming into that half happy baby, sole of the foot looking up towards the sky. And if you can, use your first two fingers to grab a hold of the big toe. Just make sure that the shoulder stays down on the ground. Bending into the right leg, removing the strap, and then just placing the left ankle above the right knee. Lift the right leg up and clasp the hands behind the leg, pulling the leg towards the body. So if you can't reach, you could always use your strap for this. You can always just keep the foot down on the floor. So release, place both feet back down on the ground, remove the strap, and then bring knees onto the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. We're going to go for full happy baby, so if you could grab your big toes with your first two fingers, let's take hold of both sides, and then just do it as we did before. Bringing the knees towards the armpits, soles of the feet up to the sky. If you couldn't reach your toes, then just hold on to the shins or hamstrings and pull down. So it's just finding the option that works best for you. When we do happy baby, the lower back should not lift off the ground, and the shoulders should stay as close to the mat as possible. Coming up to seated position, you can use your arms to help you or use a rocking motion with the knees hugged into the chest, and then just swing your feet around the back so that you're on all fours. So for tabletop, you want to make sure that your knees are directly below your hips and your wrists are directly below your shoulders. Keeping a nice neutral spine. We're going to go for a few rounds of cat and cow to really warm the spine up. So as you inhale, want your belly to drop down towards the floor, look up. As you exhale, the chin tucks underneath, the spine rounds up. Inhale, belly drops down, look up. Exhale, chin tucks under, press into the palms. Inhale, look up. Exhale, spine pressing up. Inhale, belly drops down. And exhale, spine rounds up. So back to that neutral tabletop position. Walk the hands forwards about an inch, tuck the toes under, and then just lift the hips up. We're coming into a downward facing dog. So you want your feet to be hip width apart, hands should be shoulder width. Make sure the fingers are spreading nice and wide. You want to feel as though you're pressing your chest towards your thighs. Maybe you need a bend in the knee, and don't worry if the heels don't touch the mat. We're going to warm up the backs of the legs by pressing one heel down and then the other, bending into the opposite knee. So you're just walking the dog, as I like to call it, and warming up those legs. Keep pressing the chest through and lifting the hips up high. Keep breathing. Now let's come forwards into a high plank. If this is difficult, you can drop your knees down. If it's okay, then stay in plank, and we're going to be here for a few more breaths. Keep breathing. We're going to lower down onto our belly, bend the elbows, come all the way down, untuck the toes, keep the hands next to the chest, elbows point back, so engage your back muscles. Inhale, look forwards, lift the chest up. Exhale, down. Inhale, look forwards, lift the chest up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. Let's try that again, but we're going to lift the hands off. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Feet stay on the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Squeeze the back muscles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Coming into Sphinx pose, slide the hands forwards, bringing the elbows directly below the shoulders. You want to open up the chest, make the collarbones nice and broad. Just look forwards and try and allow the chest to drop down. Press the palms into the ground. If you feel any pinching in the lower back, then just press the hips into the ground and that should go away. We're going to open up our elbows a little bit wider. The left hand will turn inwards a little. The right hand slides down, so it's in line with the waist. Inhale to look behind, pressing into the right hand. Exhale to come back. Inhale to look behind. Exhale, come back. Inhale to look behind. And exhale back. So let's switch to the other side. The right hand turns in a little bit and the left hand slides down, so it's in line with the waist. Inhale to look back. Exhale to come back down. Inhale, look behind. Exhale, come back. Inhale, look behind. And exhale, come back. Slide the hands forwards, coming into Sphinx pose. And then bring both hands next to the chest. I'm going to come back up into tabletop position and get ready for our child's pose. So the big toes are going to touch. Keep the knees about hip width apart and just let the bum come down towards the heels. Let the forehead come onto the mat and reach the arms forwards. You want to feel a nice stretch in the lower back. So if this feels a little bit intense, you could always place your forehead on a block. You can always place your forehead on two fists stacked one on top of the other if you haven't got a block. Reaching the arms out long, we're going to stretch into the side body. So walk the hands over to the right, keeping the forehead down as much as possible, using the fists or a block if you need to. And walk the hands back to the centre and take it over to the left. Again, keeping the forehead down, really feeling that stretch in the right side of the body. Remembering to breathe. Walking the hands back to the centre. Coming up into a tabletop position, let's tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up again for downward facing dog. Pressing the chest through towards the thighs, lifting the hips up. And then let's slowly walk our feet all the way up towards our hands, taking small steps, bending the knees. Once we get towards the top of the mat, keep a bend in your knees. Upper body should be dangling over your legs. Grab hold of opposite elbows. Belly and chest should be really close to your legs, if possible touching. If this isn't the case for you, then try to put a deeper bend into your knees. Allow your upper body to relax and come closer to the legs. Spine is decompressing. And while we're here, maybe just sway a little bit from side to side. Should feel no tension in the neck. Just give a little nod for yes and shake for no, to release any tension there in the neck. Placing the hands to the floor, we're going to bend into the knees and slowly roll all the way up to stand. Inhale to reach the arms up and exhale to bring the hands back down. Coming into mountain pose, feet are hip distance apart, legs are strong, engage the thigh muscles. Shoulders are backing down. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, let's go into a forward fold. So hinge from the hips, bring the hands down towards the floor. Bending into the knees as much as you need to. If your hamstrings are tight, then you're going to need to bend into those knees a little bit more. And don't worry if the hands don't touch the floor. On your next inhale, come to a halfway lift. I want you to straighten out your back whilst pressing your hands into the fronts of your legs. You want the spine to be as straight as possible here, so you may need a little bend in your knees. And on the exhale, fold back down, bringing chest towards thighs. Inhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up to stand, reaching the arms up, and exhale, bring the hands towards the chest in prayer position. And now we're going to do those half sun salutations again, but we're going to synchronize the breath with the movement, so one breath per movement. Come back to mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring the hands into prayer. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring the hands into prayer. Now for some balance postures, starting off with tree pose. So I want you to put the weight into the left leg. And you're going to turn the right knee out to the side, bringing the sole of the foot towards the inside of the left leg. And you can keep the toes down on the floor, or you can move the leg a little bit higher up. Try to avoid the knee joints, so either go above or below. And obviously the higher up the leg you go, the harder the balance becomes. Engage into both legs, keeping the hands in prayer position. Stay focused on one point in front. And if you feel balanced, you can start to grow your tree, reaching the arms upwards. If your balance isn't there today, you could always stand next to a wall and hold on for support. Slide the leg down towards the floor and prepare for Warrior 3, a slightly more challenging balance. The right leg is going to sweep behind as the chest drops forwards, like a pendulum. We want to try and get a straight line from the back foot all the way to the head, trying to become horizontal with the floor. If this is too difficult or you feel nervous to try it, you could always put a chair in front of you and place the hands on the chair. Squeezing into the glutes, try and keep that right hip in line with the left hip. Slowly make your way back to that standing position. And seeing as though we all did so well, let's try that one again. Leaning the chest forwards, finding balance. So I seem to be getting a little bit carried away with this one. My leg's gone a little bit too high. You just want it to stay in line with the body. And make your way back to standing position. Step your right leg back towards the end of the mat. You want your right toes to point out to the right and your left toes to point forwards. You want a nice deep bend in your left knee, trying to make sure the knee stays above the ankle and is not dropping forwards. Engage into the glutes and press the legs open like a book. The arms are reaching out long. Try to keep the shoulders directly above the hips so we're not reaching and leaning forwards with the torso. Left palm faces up and we start to reach up with our left arm and reach down towards our leg with our right arm. Reverse warrior. Come back to that warrior 2, reaching the arms out. Nothing has changed in the legs. Then the left elbow is going to come onto the left thigh, reaching the right arm up and over for side angle stretch. Trying to create a straight line from the right heel all the way up to the right fingertips. Keeping that bend in the knee and the legs nice and strong. Bring the arms back to warrior 2 and then straighten out your left leg. Turn the left toes so that both feet are now parallel. Placing the hands on the hips, take a deep inhale, lift the chest up, and as you exhale, hinge from the hips, dive the chest down, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You want to try and get the crown of the head to look down towards the floor, but obviously this won't be possible for everyone. Just work to your limits and listen to your own body. So bring the hands down onto the mat, just below the shoulders, keeping a bend in your elbows and just play with the weight in your feet. See if you can move it more towards the toes and then to the heels, and just see how the stretch changes in the legs. If you can't reach the floor with your hands, you can use a chair or a block. Placing the left hand down, right in the centre underneath your face, and then reach the right hand up towards the sky. Try and press your right shoulder back and open out the chest, and if you can, look up. If not, just look over to the right. Let's switch sides. Right hand is going to come down towards the floor, left hand is going to reach up, and again pressing that left shoulder back, opening up the chest. Looking up if that's comfortable for your neck, if not, just look over to the left. Left hand comes back down to the floor, and let's place both hands onto the hips and slowly lift ourselves back up. Toe heel the feet in towards each other, so that the heels are in and the toes are pointing out at about a 45-degree angle. Make sure the ankles are directly below the knees. We're going to come into a wide squat. First of all, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms out to the sides with about a 90-degree bend in your elbows. Pressing them open, squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale, come into that wide squat, goddess pose. Inhale to reach it up. Exhale, come back into goddess pose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, come down. Inhale to reach it up. Exhale to come down. Inhale up. And then let's step to the top of the mat and do everything on the other side. Coming into tree pose. So ground down into your right leg. Bend into the left leg and bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the right leg. Take it as high or as low as is comfortable for you, but remember to avoid pressure on the knee joint. Actively press the left knee out to the side, engaging into both legs. Just looking at one point in front of you to help you focus, bringing the hands into prayer position. And if you feel balanced, you can grow your tree all the way up, reaching the arms up. Slide the foot down, coming into mountain pose. Ready for our warrior three. Left leg lifts up and back as the chest drops forward. Trying to keep that straight line through the body, and if you can, make your body horizontal with the floor. Keeping a bend in your support leg. This will help you to stay balanced, and as you get more confidence, you can start to straighten that leg out. Same as we did on the other side, we're going to repeat that one more time. Chest drops down, leg lifts back. Remember to keep your left hip in line with your right, trying not to lift it up. Slowly make your way back to mountain pose, taking a big step back with the left leg. Coming into warrior two, setting the feet up the same way we did before. Left toes point to the left, right toes point forward. The right knee should remain above the right ankle, shouldn't drop forwards or inwards. And reach the arms out really long, strong arms. Keep the shoulders above the hips. Try not to lean the torso forward. Engage into both legs. Reverse warrior, the right palm faces up and we reach up with the right arm whilst the left hand comes towards the left leg. Nothing changes in the legs here. In fact, you can go a little bit deeper with the bend in the knee if that feels okay. Keep your focus upwards towards your fingertips. Come back to warrior two. Bring the right arm down towards the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over, trying to create that straight line from the left heel all the way up to the left fingertips. Look upwards or look over to the left. Come back to warrior two and then straighten out your right leg. Turn the right toes inwards so that both feet are now parallel with each other. Keeping the hands on the hips, take a deep inhale, lift the chest, look up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and dive the chest down, coming into wide-legged forward fold. Crown of the head trying to look down. Bring the hands down towards the floor, directly below the shoulders, or if you can't reach, you can use your props here. And just shifting the weight ever so slightly from heels to toes. Noticing how the stretch changes in the backs of the legs. Place the right hand down directly below your face. Start to reach the left hand up towards the sky, pressing the left shoulder back, Opening out the chest, looking up if that's possible. If not, just look over to the left. Left hand comes down, placing it in the centre, and the right hand reaches up. This time the right shoulder presses back, opening out the chest. Bring the right hand back down to the floor, and then bring the hands towards the hips, and slowly make your way back up. Toe heel the feet towards each other so that the heels are inwards and the toes are pointing out, about 45-degree angle, preparing for goddess pose. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms out to the sides, 90-degree bend in the elbows. Take an inhale here. Exhale into that squat. Knees above ankles. Keep squeezing the back muscles to keep the elbows nice and wide. Bring both hands to the insides of the legs, just above the knees. Press into your left hand and look over your right shoulder. And then press into your right hand, looking over the left shoulder. Lift up the chest, come back to goddess pose. And then straighten up, reach the arms up, hands in prayer, stepping it to the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands down, step one foot back and then the other into a high plank. You can hold for a few breaths or drop the knees. Bending elbows to come down onto your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift the chest for cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift the chest, elbows stay back. Exhale, down. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Bring the hands back so that they're next to your hips, palms facing inwards. And pointing the fingertips back, we're going to inhale to lift the chest and look forwards. Exhale to lower back down. Inhale to lift up, really squeeze the back muscles, point the fingers. And exhale to lower back down. Going for full locust pose where we lift our chest and our legs, pointing our toes and fingers behind. Inhale to lift up, and we're going to hold this one for 3 breaths. Engaging all the back muscles of the body. And exhale to come down. Bring the hands next to the chest and lift up into a tabletop position. Coming into a wide-legged child's pose so the big toes touch and the knees widen. Sit the bum onto the heels. Slide the hands forwards and just let the forehead come onto the mat. If this is too much, you can place the forehead on a block or on 2 fists stacked one on top of the other. Close your eyes, breathe, and enjoy this stretch. Slowly make your way into tabletop position for some core strengthening exercises. Left arm reaches forwards, right leg extends. Try not to let the belly drop down, keeping a neutral spine. Engaging into the glutes. Come back to tabletop position. Let's do the other side. So the right arm extends forwards, left leg extends back. Don't worry if you're a bit wobbly, the balance will come in time. Come back to tabletop. We'll do that again on the other side. Left arm coming forwards, right leg extending back. Come to tabletop, and then again on the other side. Right arm extending forwards, left leg extending back. Back to tabletop. Move your left foot out to the left about 30 degrees or so. Reach your right arm up and straighten your right leg out for a supported side plank. Squeeze into the right glute and lift the right leg off the floor. Lower the leg back down. Inhale, squeeze and lift the leg back up. Exhale to lower it back down. One more. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower back down. Reach the right arm up and over to get a really deep side body stretch. And then slowly let the hand come back to the floor, meeting in that tabletop position again. Moving to the other side, so the right foot is going to go out to the right about 30 degrees or so. Left arm is going to reach up to the sky, left leg will straighten for supported side plank. Inhale to lift and squeeze that left leg up. And don't worry about how high it goes. Slowly lower the leg back down. Inhale, squeeze to lift it up. Exhale to lower back down. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale down. And now reaching that left arm up and over for that lovely side body stretch. Left hand comes to the floor and we meet in tabletop position again. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips up for downward facing dog. And just notice how this downward dog feels in comparison to the first one. Does it feel easier? Start to move forwards into a high plank. Bring the right knee up towards the right wrist and place it down on the mat. Set the back knee down and untuck the toes. See if you can get your hips nice and low to the mat. Ideally, we want the right foot to move out to the left, but if this is not working for you and you're getting pain in your knee, then just keep the foot towards the midline. If this still doesn't work for you, if your hips are really high off the floor, you can use a cushion and just place it underneath your right sit bone. If you still feel pain even with these options, then I suggest to skip this one altogether. Start to walk the hands slowly forwards, extending the arms out, or if this is too much, make two fists and place the forehead on the fists. Close your eyes, take some deep breaths and enjoy this stretch. Should be feeling it in your glutes. Lower back area on the right side. Stay in here for a few breaths. Slowly walk the hands back towards the body. Tuck the back toes under and shift the knee forwards. Lifting the hips up, coming into downward dog, and just walk the dog. Press one heel down and then the other, alternate to get the blood flow back through the legs. And then let's come onto the other side. Come into the plank first. Bring the left knee forwards towards the left wrist. Set the back knee down, untuck the toes. Finding that comfortable position, feeling the stretch but not feeling any pinching or any painful sensations. Using the cushion if you need to, and then walking the hands forwards, sliding the arms away or placing the forehead on the fists. Close your eyes and take those deep breaths. Enjoy this stretch. Walk the hands back towards the body, tuck the toes of the back foot under, come into that downward dog again and pedal out those feet. Let's drop the knees for tabletop and then slowly make your way over onto your back, grabbing a hold of your strap. Bend into the right knee, bring it towards the chest, clasping the fingers over the shin. Start to release off a little bit, keep the left hand over the knee, send the right arm out to the side with the palm facing down, and just come into a spinal twist. So bring that knee over towards the right, take your gaze over towards the left. Really breathing into this posture, and letting the body relax, sinking down into the ground. Slowly bringing the knee up, taking the strap and hooking it around the back of the foot, straightening out that leg, and gently pulling with the arms. Taking both straps into the right hand, left arm goes out to the side, and then we just slowly let the leg drop out towards the right. Keeping it straight if you can, and keeping that left hip down, don't let it lift up. Engage the left side of the body. Slowly lift the leg back up and then switch the hands, so both straps into the left hand, and then just let the leg drop over to the left side, keeping it straight, or if you need to, put a bend into the knee. This time the right arm is out to the side and we gaze over to the right. Slowly lifting the leg back up, release the strap, and let's just hug the knees in towards the chest. Switching sides, so the left knee stays in this time, squeeze it towards the chest. Relax off a little bit, keep the right hand over the left knee, left arm goes out to the side, and we come into that spinal twist, dropping the knee over towards the right, sending our gaze over to the left. Nice deep breaths, try to relax the body. Slowly make your way back, bring the knee up, and then take your strap, hook it around the back of the foot, straightening out that leg, and gently pulling down on those straps. Taking both straps into the left hand, gently lower the leg over to the left. Don't let the hip lift up, keep pressing that right hip down, maybe placing the hand onto the hip, and squeezing that side of the body to keep it firmly down. Slowly lifting the leg back up, taking the straps into the right hand and gently lowering the leg over to the right, whilst taking the gaze over to the left, looking over towards those fingertips. Slowly lifting the leg back up and just release the strap, bending into both knees, lifting them onto the chest, giving yourself one last squeeze, and then release. Let's straighten the body out, coming into Shavasana, corpse pose. Separate the legs and just let the feet drop out to the sides. Move the arms away from the body and have the palms facing up, so that the shoulder blades feel nice and flat to the floor. Close your eyes and just begin to deepen the breath. Taking full yogic breaths, feeling the belly rise up and drop back down. And every exhalation, the body feels heavier, sinking deeper into the ground. Tension and stress just melting away from your body. Stay here for as long as you need to. I recommend a couple of minutes just to absorb your practice. Let the facial muscles become soft, so we're not scrunching up the eyes, and just separate the lips, allowing the jaw to relax. Thank you so much for joining me in this class. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know your thoughts and maybe suggestions for more videos, so please leave a comment. Stay safe, my friends, and I'll see you all soon. Namaste.